Welcome to the Bag Maker's Workroom. I am Chris with Simply Classic, and today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you're a regular joiner, you know that we have a new intro because today is our 1-year anniversary. It is amazing. So we go live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, if you can't join us live, watch the recording on YouTube at any time. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you're notified when I post a new video or when we go live. So as I mentioned, today is a very special episode because we are celebrating 1 year of the Bag Maker's Workroom. Woohoo! We are always, so grateful to all of you. And just a little backstory. When I started Simply Classic in 2020, it was just me working out of my house. And now I have 3 people on my team, plus myself. And of course, my husband helps out. My brother-in-law helps out. My sister-in-law helps out. My brother helps out. It's a family affair for sure. So we're still a small business, but things have really changed a lot over the past 5 years. As the company's growing, I started to realize I was spending most of my time on the business side of things. And this year was a lot of that with the new warehouse and software and everything else. And, not as much time with all of you. So we decided to do a weekly live stream, and that's how the Bag Maker's Workroom came about. So now it's become one of my favorite parts of my week. I always look forward to Thursday evenings, and I want to thank everyone who has tuned in over the past year. I'm very grateful for this community, and we couldn't have done it without you. And I would also like to say I could not have done it without my team, especially Shauna. Shauna is 100% Bag Maker Workroom. She does all of the research and putting together the videos, and she is absolutely amazing. So everybody give a shout out to Shauna and just say thank you to her, because without her, we would not have a Bag Maker's Workroom. So I want to say hi. We have Staging Master saying congratulations on your 1 year in the new pattern. Thank you. Sharon says, thank you, Shauna. Great to be here. And then Danielle says, my first live. I usually watch the replay, so I'm so excited. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much. So not only is it our anniversary, it's Halloween, as you can see from our little bit of decor we have here. And I tried to kind of dress in a fall color. And yeah, and of course we're releasing a new pattern. So we've got a lot going on tonight. So usually our episodes have a theme, but today is really more of a celebration. And so here's what we have planned. We're going to start out by going over what's new in the Simply Classic Scoop. Then I'll show you our brand new pattern, which is the Eva Beauty Bag. I'll show you how to customize the interior pockets on the Eva. We're going to do some fun activities and giveaways. We have lots of prizes today. And then we'll feature our customer's bag in Artistry Avenue. And finally, we'll wrap up with some Q&A. So before we get started, please take a second to click the thumbs up button below. It really helps more people find us, and I do really appreciate that. So now it's time for the Simply Classic Scoop, and this is where I tell you what's new here at Simply Classic and what's going on behind the scenes. And of course, the biggest thing is the new pattern. But first, I'll explain that in just a minute. First, we have a few other updates we want to share with you. So the first thing is the Florida retreat recap. Last week, I was in Ruskin, Florida for a bag making retreat. I taught the leather bag, and Barbie Taylor from Jimmy's Designs taught a faux leather bag and a wallet. And that's Barbie and I on the bottom left-hand side, a little selfie I took. We really had a lot of fun. We want to thank everyone who came out. So you can see here, we have a group picture on the right, and this is on the last day. A lot of the ladies there are holding the bags that they made. We actually had a dinner at Barbie's, and you can see us there in our muumuus in the upper corner. Some of us dressed and some of us didn't. You can see Jan, she was kind of the organizer and the one that spearheaded this event, wrapped a blanket around her and kind of faked it for the photo. So anyway, we had a really great time. It was an amazing experience. It was really my first retreat. And I loved that it was a small group and we really got to know everybody personally. So I really enjoyed it. This slide here is going to show you the bag that I did. This was the Nina. And the Nina is a really classy mid-size shoulder bag. We did it in burgundy. You can see the ladies here with the burgundy bags they finished. The ones that I did kind of as testers, I did a yellow with a buckle and a blue with some knotted ends. And we're going to turn this into a leather bag making by machine class. So if you have taken some of my past online classes, stay tuned because I'm kind of tweaking a few things with the pattern, and then we're going to go ahead and release it. So hopefully we will have it here in the next couple weeks. We'll have it for sale. It's really beautiful. So Cindy says, did you get to meet Rosie and Ruby? Oh my gosh, yes, we did. And I didn't get any pictures of Rosie and Ruby. Rosie and Ruby are the new puppies that Barbie has. And oh my gosh, they are so adorable. They're fluffy. We were passing them around that night when we went over there for dinner, and they didn't say a word. They didn't cry. They didn't whine. They didn't they didn't care. We were just passing them around. They were so sweet. Oh my gosh. Makes me want to get another puppy. But don't tell my husband, even though I know he's watching. Anyway, that's for another day, another time, another part of our life. Okay, I also want to mention, I've mentioned Purple Hobbies before, but I want to talk to you about the discount code for Purple Hobbies. It is really a fantastic source for very unique sewing notions. The company is owned by Heather Snow, and she comes up with really clever products. She's been kind enough to offer my viewers 15% off anything in her online store with the code Simply Classic. It's all one word. And I want to show you a couple of her new products that she just sent me that I'm really excited about. I don't think they're on the website for sale yet, but you're going to get a little sneak peek here. So we're going to go to the overhead. And I'm going to just show you. She's got these rotary blade or these zipper overlays, okay, that you can get. And what I like about them is they have the rotary blade cutouts here. Okay. So she says to use a 45 millimeter rotary blade when you use it. And she's got it in 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8. And so I'm really excited to give these a try. And I think they're going to be a game changer. I love that you could use a rotary cutter around the edge this way. And then you can also use it in here and get a perfect square every single time. So I think the one thing that's a little different about Heather's than some of the other ones I've seen is that it does have the rotary blade cutout. And I don't think all of them have that. The other thing I want to show you, and this is ingenious. She thinks about this stuff. I don't know how she does it. I've shown you this before. This is the edge guide that you can put on your machine. And each one of these little cutouts here, each one of these little zigzags is an 1/8 of an inch. So when you put this part on your machine bed, and then you just take this and you pick it up, and if you want to do, whatever, 1/4 inch, you do this. If you want to do, a 1/2 inch, maybe you come out a little bit further. And then if you want to do, a 1/4 inch, whatever, you just kind of pick this up and you move it. Okay. Fantastic. Except, feet only go so far. And what I mean by that is you see my presser foot here. Presser foot's 1/4 of an inch. If I want to get any closer than 1/4 of an inch, I can't. Except now I can. And I want to show you what she came up with. So this is just a new insert, and look, it's got a little cutout here. You see that? So now when you put the insert in, the presser foot fits right in that little insert, and you can now get an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. So it's just got that little bit of an 1/8 of an inch cutout there. You see if you can see that a little better with my hand there. And the presser foot fits right in there. And now you can get super close. It's not just 1/4 of an inch. You can actually get to an 1/8 of an inch. How ingenious is that? I love it. If by chance you have an 1/8 of an inch foot, then she has this one here that is actually an 1/8 of an inch. You have that rounded edge. You can get right up close to your foot. And then she also, I'm telling you, she's amazing. Look at how long and big this one is. So if you have need a wider berth, okay, maybe you're starting with maybe you have straps or something that you're stitching, you can start this way down here instead of it being shorter, and you get a nice long guide. So amazing stuff. I'm sure this will probably be on the website shortly. I'm excited to try them. I have not had a chance to try them yet, but I'm hoping to try them really soon. And I think that they are going to be fantastic. So thank you so much, Heather, for giving us a sneak peek about with those items there. And remember, you can get 15% off with Simply Classic, all one word. So the next thing I want to tell you about is some updates to the Bag Maker's Workroom. So our next update is we're making some changes. They're not huge, but they are some. And I'll tell you why. I miss sewing. I miss sewing with all of you. We have obviously been doing this. I don't sew when I do these episodes, as you know. It's a lot of history, a lot of information, a lot of inspiration. But, you know, I really want to sit in front of the sewing machine. So what we're going to start doing, well, let me first, when we first started this, like I said, I wanted to create a space where we could all talk and learn from each other. Sewing can be solitary, right? And so I think it's really important to connect with other sewists in the community. And the second thing is I really want to educate and inspire you. And I think we've managed to do that. I know our bag making inspiration segments are fantastic. Y'all love those. You love the history, the sewing history. I love that as well. I learned a lot. And so, you know, we really are happy we've been able to bring that to you. That is not going to change. But what is changing is that every other week, I am going to sit in front of the machine and we're going to stitch something. Now, what we're going to be stitching is, as you know, we have a pattern of the week every week. So this week it is the Eva. It is our new pattern, and it's $12.49. Typically, it's on sale for 1 week. What's going to happen now is it's going to be on sale for 2 weeks. We're going to introduce the pattern in week 1, which would essentially be now. And then next week, when we go live, I'm going to have a pre-recorded segment where we actually stitch part of the bag. Now, maybe it's going to be a hack where I show you how to change something. Maybe it's going to be, you know, just a little specific part of the bag that I think it's important to go over. But basically, it is going to be something about that bag. And so, you know, I'm excited about it because that means I get to sit and sew a lot more. The tutorials will probably be, you know, about 30 minutes. Again, it'll be during the Bag Maker's Workroom. What we're going to do is start out by, you know, saying hello to everybody. We're going to do a Simply Classic scoop, let you know what's going on. We'll get right into the video, show you whatever it is we're working on, and then we'll finish up with Artistry Avenue. So that's going to start next week. So next week we'll have the sewing episode. The week after, we're going to do a regular Bag Maker's Workroom. We'll have a new pattern. And then the following week, I'll show you something fun about that pattern. So how to sew something new. So I think this is going to be a really great chance for us to go a little bit deeper and, you know, a little more into sewing on the channel. And it's going to be a fun change. If you have any feedback on the new format, we really want to hear it. So, you know, whether you love it, you hate it, or want something different, we want to know. Give us a few weeks to kind of get into the rhythm of things first, and then reach out. Please feel free to do that. Constructive criticism is a great thing. We love it. And we will, you know, take your advice and let us know what's working for you and what's not working for you. We'll go from there. So Leslie says, love that idea. Good. I'm glad. I miss your bag making videos. Okay, great. So we're really hoping to, again, bring you more of that. And of course, as much as I can, I'm always going to be doing more videos in between, as you know, as much as I can. This year was crazy. You know, between the new warehouse and then again, getting software and all that kind of stuff, it really took a lot of time away from me being able to sit in front of the machine. We're hoping 2026 is going to be a lot different and a lot better and more videos. That's the goal. Okay, so before we move on, we need to pick some prize winners for last week. Every week we give away PDF patterns to our viewers, and since last week's episode was pre-recorded, we're actually going to draw 3 names today. The first is for the Sorella hip bag, and to enter, we ask you to enter your name and your favorite color combination you use on a bag. So we have a pumpkin here. And we have everybody's name in the pumpkin, and we're going to go to the overhead, and we are going to choose a winner for the Sorella. If I can open the pumpkin, there we go. So I'm going to take out all of these. We'll put our pumpkin here, and let's see who won. And this is for a Sorella PDF pattern. So Loretta says my favorite color combo is still the classic black and white. And you know what, Loretta, I agree. I love black and white. So congratulations, you have won a Sorella. So now we are going to choose 2 winners for the Zara. So last week we were recorded. So we are going to take our pumpkin head here, and we're going to choose 2 Zara winners. And the question we asked was, we wanted your name and your favorite Halloween candy. So the first winner is Nancy Clavette, and she says candy corn. You know what? I love candy corn too. One of my favorites. But I only like the Brock's kind, and I only like it around Halloween. Halloween and Thanksgiving. All right, let's see who else won. So Jackie says Twix bars, and looks like this might be someone overseas because it says translate to English. So I'm pretty sure Jackie is from overseas. It's Jackie's 2805. So congratulations, Jackie. You have won a Zara pattern. So make sure you email us in the next 30 days, share@simplyclassic.net. And we will go ahead and get you a copy of your pattern. All right. So congratulations to everyone. So now we are going to talk about our featured product. And the featured product, let me just say, we're going to give away more prizes in just a little bit. So hold on tight. The featured product is the Eva. And the Eva is our brand new pattern. It came out today. And if you're a member of the bag making subscription box for fall, you've already received this pattern. And a lot of you have already made this pattern. And a lot of you have done amazing things with this pattern, which I knew you would. We have 2 sizes. Okay, the pattern comes in a large and a small. The idea was the small is for air travel. So you have to have, the smaller shampoo bottles, etc. And so those fit in the small. The large is for more like just, traveling away for the weekend. You're in a car, you're just driving down the road. You just want to carry your stuff without having to transfer everything into smaller bottles. The large is for that. Now, the reason why I designed this and the reason why I like this is because everything stands up straight. I hate it when you have to lay bottles down and then things have a tendency to leak, and it's not any fun. So it's really was made for that. However, I know a lot of you have already mentioned you're going to use it to organize your sewing tools when you go to retreats and things, notions, maybe you're going to carry snacks for the grandkids or kids, maybe even jewelry. So it really can be used for a lot of cool things. So we're going to go to the overhead, and I'm going to lay these down. And we are going to take a look at the Eva. Now, you can see the difference in the actual size here. The large is pretty large. The inside of this has accordion pockets. I'll open up the small. So you can see that you have pockets here for shampoo bottles or notions, whatever you may need. You also have some over here. You can customize these. So on this side, I went ahead and made them small enough for makeup brushes and maybe some other things. Let me just kind of poke this out so you can see. Okay. This is finished with binding. Not difficult. It's just a really quick seam right around the edge here, and then you're done. So it is The small is, let me get you the measurements here. Okay, the small size is 5.5 inches wide, 8.25 inches tall, and 3.75 inches deep. The large is 8 inches wide by 12 inches tall and 5 inches deep. Now, I do want to show you on this large really quick. And we do have double zippers here on these, okay? So you can actually unzip them this way. So I have some paper in here. I'm going to take this out for just a minute. And I want to show you large bottles in here so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is a large hairspray bottle. And I'm able to just go ahead and slide this in and it stands straight up. Okay. Got some mousse. Stick this in here. Stand straight up. We've got some dry hairspray. Stick that in here. Okay. And you can customize these pockets however you want. And look at that. Already there are 4 bottles in here. I haven't even gotten to the other side yet. So it really is nice to, you know, just take with you wherever you need to go. Again, this is more for car trips where you don't really want to change your bottles to smaller size bottles. The pattern is normally $19.99, but we're doing a pattern release of $12.49 for the next 2 weeks. So on November 12th, we're going to be giving away some Eva patterns. I'm sorry, the discount will end in 2 weeks, but we're going to be giving away some Eva patterns tonight. So we're going to start out by giving one away right now. So if you're watching on Thursday night right now, here's how to enter. Type the word beauty in the chat and we'll have the computer randomly choose a winner. Let me put my Evas back up here. Okay. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to look at some tester photos because the testers did a fantastic job with this. Type the word beauty just one time. All right, here is a bag that was made by Janet of Yankee Girl Leather. Now, Janet is my sister-in-law. She's also a tester, and she decided to use leather. Hers is actually in real leather. She decided not to quilt it, and instead she used this feature fabric, and she made a set, which I think is amazing for a Christmas gift, to go ahead and make a set for someone that, you know, maybe has everything and you're not sure what to get them. This would be a really great thing. So she did a fantastic job. This one here is made by Barb of Nonalicious Creations. She has been a tester since the beginning. Okay. She was my very first tester and she is still with me. She is amazing. She did a large diamond quilting pattern, or excuse me, instead of doing the large diamond quilting pattern, she actually used a feature fabric as well. And she used this fabric because it was kind of a travel theme. And I think it's great. I mean, she really, this is perfect fabric for this. So Alyssa of Branded Bayou Creations, she made the Nightmare Before Christmas theme bag. So it's kind of, yes, it's Christmas because it's red and green, but it's kind of Halloweenish too, isn't it? It's really perfect. I like that she used 2 different colors for the interior. That's really smart because you're able to see things a little bit better when you're putting stuff in and out of the bag. So I think that's a really great option. Makes the pocket stand out a little bit more. Cheryl from Cheryl Taylor Designs did this monochromatic look with a contrasting zipper. Absolutely love that. Very classy, very upscale. Fantastic job. And then finally, we have Carol from C-Rex Designs. She is like the cutest polka dot canvas I'd ever seen. I just love this. And she quilted it with a really small diamond pattern. You know, that's one thing that you have to remember is that you can quilt prints. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I think a lot of times we feel like if it's a print, you can't, but you can. And this is a perfect example of it. I love that she used the polka dot fabric on the interior as well. You can see she's using hers for sewing tools instead of toiletries. And I think that's a really great solution for this. So thank you to our talented testers. I could not do that without you. Any pattern, y'all are amazing. And as a reminder, the tester photos are also included in the PDF pattern for the Eva. You can always check them out if you need some more inspiration. I do want to say one other thing about the pattern. It is made with adhesive lining. So adhesive lining is a water-resistant lining that is perfect for this bag. Very thin. It's a nylon, kind of a ripstop. Fantastic for it. You can use waterproof canvas as well. Adds a little bit of thickness, but the pattern is written for the adhesive lining. Okay. So let's see if we have a winner for our first pattern giveaway. Oh, we have a question. What kind of stabilizer did you use in the samples? So I used, right now, Decaville Heavy and Light, as you know, is very difficult to find. So I used the Wawak stabilizer that they have. I want to say it's called Pro Stiff or something. You don't need any Decaville Heavy in this. You don't need any kind of heavy stabilizer at all. If you're going to quilt, so what I did was here in this part where I quilted, I used foam just to anti-soft and stable. And then in the gusset part is where I used the whatever kind of Decaville Light Tight, whatever you can get your hands on right now. We're still in the process of trying to develop that ourselves. Okay, so the Eva PDF pattern winner is Mega Tasmon. So congratulations. Go ahead and email shareitsimplyclassic.net. If you can do that within the next 24 hours, that'd be fantastic. And we'll go ahead and send you a copy of the Eva. Now, one other thing I want to mention about this is when we were in our testing phase of the bag, one of my testers pointed out that there has been a very similar bag that was just released. And all I can say is great minds think alike. This is the Magic Cosmetic Bag by Vivi at Sewn Ideas. And we did link the pattern in, or put a link to the pattern in the description below, I believe. Hers is a little bit different, okay? She's got clear vinyl in the interior. You can see that picture on the right, and you can even see it on the left a little bit. It's clear instead of being the adhesive lining that we use. I think it's a great idea. The other thing is that the size of hers is kind of between our small and our large versions. Hers is 6.7 inches wide, so it's a little bit wider. It's 7.25 inches tall, and it's 3.5 inches deep. So if you are interested in maybe making it a little bit different dimensions, instead of trying to change the pattern for the Eva, go visit Vivi's site and take a look at hers and see if maybe that fits your needs. I did speak with Vivi before I released the pattern and just let her know what was going on. You know, the thing about bags is so many of us are out there thinking about the same things. And a lot of times we come real close to each other when we design these patterns. And, you know, my opinion is that there's enough business out there for all of us. And so I did want to give a shout out to her though, and let her know that we do appreciate her graciousness and wanted to let you know that her pattern is out there as well. So now we're going to take a look at perfect pairings, and this is where we match some of our leather and faux leather with lining, thread, and hardware that go well together. So if you're ever unsure about what matches, feel free to reach out via email. I know shopping online can be a little tough, and we're always happy to help. And I know monitors sometimes can fool you. So we always try to make sure our pictures are as good as possible, but you know, sometimes we just can't control what the monitor says. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about our faux leather pairing. And this is what we used on the pattern cover for the Evas. So we thought that it was really a great combination. We're going to go to the overhead and I'm going to show you what this is. So this is actually, whoops, let me go this way a little bit more, sorry. This is actually our cream textured faux leather and our mushroom solid faux leather. So these, I think, go really great together, okay? We actually used red adhesive lining in the large bag. We think we used navy in the small, so you could really use any adhesive lining color here. And then we used bronze hardware and sand thread. So we really think this would make a great Eva. On my small, I actually quilted on the mushroom with the sand thread, and it was a really great contrast. On the large, I quilted with the sand thread on the cream, and it was more of a monochromatic look. Okay, but it is really a great combination. For leather, we are going to show you some really pretty colors tonight. So we have got purple and barely pink. And we think these two colors are absolutely gorgeous together. I would suggest using a white adhesive lining for this, which we have here, and then the thread color in the color plum. I would use nickel hardware for this one. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So we think whether you're doing an Eva or any other pattern, these are really fantastic combinations. The leather, both the purple and the barely pink, are 10% off this week. And of course, the hardware kits for the Eva are also 10% off this week, as well as the pattern being $12.49 for the next 2 weeks. So we are going to move on to sharpen your skills, and this is where we learn tips and tricks to help you become a better bag maker. Today I'm going to show you how to customize the pockets on your Eva to fit your favorite products. So we are going to go to the overhead, and I'm going to show you, this is my Eva. This is my personal Eva that I made. I love our suede, and so I decided to go ahead and use our suede in the dark pink, and this is mauve. I used a gray zipper. Just love this. And you can see my stuff's in here. I mean, this thing has traveled with me to Alaska, California, Texas, Florida, all in like the past 2 months. And so I just take and stand it up in my suitcase. It's been on a plane. It's been, in the car. I mean, it has just traveled with me, and it has really done a fantastic job. You can see I did a little bit of a different quilting pattern here. I did a diamond design instead of the zigzag, whatever you'd like. But you can see that it fits, of course, all of the shampoo bottles and everything that I need and that I carry with me. And actually, it holds a lot more. I pulled some stuff out that I use every day, but these are the things that I just keep in here to travel. So what I want to do is show you how to make these pockets and how to customize them for your bottles. So I have a piece of adhesive lining here, and I'm just using scraps tonight. But you can see this would be the base. So basically the base of the bag, and then this is what we would use for the pockets. When you are going to customize, what you want to do is take whatever bottle you're using and go ahead and lay it on the actual back of the bag. You're going to take your pocket piece and you're just going to fold it all the way around. Now, you don't want this so tight that you have a hard time sliding your bottles in and out. Okay, you want it to be a little bit loose, but you don't want it so loose that you're losing space, because the wider you have these, the less pockets you can fit along the way. So I always just make sure that it's loose enough that they fit in easily. I can pull them out easily and I'm not struggling. Once I figure out exactly where that is, you can do a couple of things. If you've got some nice big clips, you can go ahead and wonder clip. I would go ahead and take a silver marking pen and maybe draw a line right down here where I want to stitch. You're going to remove your bottle, lay this flat, and then go ahead and stitch on your line. Then you're going to go to the next pocket and you're going to do the same thing. So whether you're doing this, for makeup brushes, and if you have a makeup brush, you might just have a teeny tiny little pocket like this. Okay, customize it for you. You'll see that a lot of the pictures that we're going to show you a little bit later from in Artistry Avenue, they use it for all kinds of things. Men's shaving kits, and perfume bottles. It's just amazing. So get creative with it and customize it to you. We do have 7 colors of adhesive line available. I want to show these to you again in the overhead. Now, we've been out of gray and cream for a long time, and they just came back in stock. Okay, so we have cream and we have gray. So if you want it, grab it. We have right now a limited stock, but we are actually getting more in about 2 weeks. So go ahead and get what you need. Of course, we have black, we have red, we have navy, we have this green color, and then white. So it comes in a lot of different colors. You can really make amazing Eva bags, wallets, whatever you may want. These are fantastic. We love them. A lot of you have really loved them, and we appreciate your support with them because, again, a couple of the colors have sold out. When you buy it, you're going to get 18 inches by 54. And actually, this is a little bit wider. It's more like 60. So you're getting a full half yard of this adhesive lining. It's going to go a long way. For the large, you're going to need 2 rolls of it, though, because the pockets are so large. You actually need about 1.5 rolls, but you're going to have to buy 2. For the small, you can actually just buy 1 roll of adhesive lining, and it'll get you what you need. So make sure you watch the full video tutorial for the Eva, where I go over the pockets and all the other steps in detail. And as I mentioned, next week, we're going to go over the interior pockets on the large. We're going to sit at the machine and actually do that because the configuration for those is slightly different. So now it's time for Thursday Thread, and this is where I share a sewing story or a design story. And usually we talk about bag making history, but today's a little different. We put together a year in review video about the Bag Maker's Workroom. We included some fun stats and photos and clips from the past year of live streams. We made sure to include the episode number and date on each clip. So as you go through and you watch this, if you see something you missed, maybe write it down, and then you can go back and watch that full episode when you have a minute. So if there's anything that grabs your attention, again, this video isn't super long. It's only about 7 minutes, but it's amazing. Let's just say it makes me a little teary-eyed. When you watch it, it's crazy what has happened in the past year. But afterwards, we're going to give away some more prizes. So let's take a look. The Bag Maker's Workroom.
Bag Maker's Workroom.
The Bag Maker's Workroom. I'm Chris with Simply Classic.
Chris with Simply Classic.
Simply Classic.
And today is Thursday, November 14th, 2024.
Thursday, January 9th.
May 29th.
October 16th, 2025. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us live tonight.
I'm super excited about this first episode of the Bag Maker's Workroom.
It's also our 1-year anniversary of the Bag Maker's Workroom. So we have officially been out here a year. Now it is time for the Simply Classic Scoop, and this is where I tell you what's new here at Simply Classic, or what's kind of going on behind the scenes.
We got a huge order in, so all of you that have been waiting on product to come in, guess what? It is here.
We have worked with Faux during the year, during 2024, to carry a new line or have them develop a new line of Text 45 thread. It comes in 25 different colors. And my favorite is this color right here. It is called Cotton Candy. We are going to be in Sacramento, California for the Sac Bag and Sew Expo. It's a new event and it is going to be amazing. So we have 6 new webbings here in the shop. We have this peacock pattern, which are these 4 right here. And then we have this zigzag pattern. We have a new pattern releasing. It was going to be tomorrow, but we decided we're going to release it today. So this is the Lusso. We are announcing a bag making retreat in Ruskin, Florida, which is in the Tampa area. And Barbie Taylor from Jeannie's Designs and I will be teaching the retreat.
Last week I drove to Tennessee to teach 2 workshops at Chattanooga Sewing Machines, and I want to thank everybody who came. We have our new class posted, and this is called the lacing. The thing about it that's so amazing is the leather lacing that we do throughout the entire bag. We bought a warehouse. We've been able to start on renovations. The warehouse is in Thompson, Georgia, a really small, quaint town just west of Augusta. Just going to be kind of the office headquarters, and then the warehouse will be behind it.
We have purchased a warehouse and offices. They are now ready to go. So here is a photo of the warehouse, kind of where we started and where we ended up. We ended up having to pretty much take the entire warehouse down, re-pour the concrete, and then basically put the whole building back up. We have a new free pattern for you, the Madison. This is a slim card holder wallet. It is super cute, super easy, really a scrap buster.
Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is our brand new pattern, and that is the Kaplan. So it is a roomy crossbody, kind of satchel kind of bag. Taylor and I went to Salt Lake to Bernina University. We had an amazing show. I'm so excited about all the shops all over the United States and Canada that will be carrying Simply Classic products, and some of them already were and just restocking. Others were brand new to the stores. The last thing I want to tell you about is like the most exciting, and this is Classic Fuse woven interfacing. Now, I created Classic Fuse because I really couldn't find anything like this in the stores. Like when I go to shop, I can't find it. I know there's a lot of interfacing options out there, but I wanted to really explain to you why ours is different.
Pattern releases are always exciting for us. The Zara is inspired by the Loewe puzzle bag. Isn't it cool?
Last week I was in Sacramento for Sac Bag and Sew. I taught 4 classes. This was the Simply Classic Clutch class. Here we have the Sorella class. Saw some old friends and made some new ones. It was really a fabulous event. In case you missed it, I posted a tutorial and a free cutting chart for this bag right here. This is the Symbole tote from Prada. Well, this one isn't. This is the one I made, and it is similar to that bag. Last week, we were at the Houston Quilt Festival. We had, again, an amazing time. We had a huge booth. It was right by the food court. A lot of you found us, and we just really had a great spot. We were super excited. So our Tech 70 thread, the name has now changed to Fusion 70. We have some new thread colors that we're super excited about. The Thursday thread is where we tell you a sewing story, either from my life, your life, or some sewing history. In today's Thursday thread, we're actually going to talk about the history of bags. Let's go way back. I always thought they were more for function initially, way back when. But the reality is, when you look at these pictures, a lot of them really were about design as well. And tonight we're going to specifically talk about Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Gucci. Okay? He's Italian. We're going to talk all about Hermes, all about Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, also known as YSL.
The history of leather crafting and bag making in the United States, since it is our birthday.
And today I want to talk to you about the history of faux leather. We want to show you an interview that we did with Tiffany Tenas. She is the owner of Test Patch Studio. What advice would you give somebody just starting out?
I would say just have the courage to keep moving forward and doing it and following your passion.
We are talking with Rock Boucher from Rock Leather Works.
So what is your general process when you start making a bag, like from start to finish?
Before I start cutting leather on a hide, then I pay like $450 for, I would make it in paper. And I pick up a painter sheet made of canvas, then I practice with that.
So now it's time for Sharpen Your Skills, and this is where we learn tips and tricks to help you become a better bag maker.
Typically in the color wheel, you have a section in the middle that turns, and you can see there's all these different shapes, and I'll show you how all those shapes work in just a minute.
So whenever I do handles like this, I always like to use this method because it provides for a seamless transition. So how do you do that to get 2 layers of handle here and 4 layers of handle up here where you grab? I'm going to show you that today.
Today I want to show you how to make this bow. Go ahead and download these pattern pieces for free. There's no charge. All right, so here's how we do it.
So today I'm going to show you how to use scraps to create this Simply Classic clutch.
I'm going to show you how to replicate that frayed webbing technique. What they did is just dressed it up with this webbing and basically frayed it.
Today I want to talk about tools and notions that you need to make leather bags.
This is a braid that is done with 2 closed ends. So let's look at how we do this mystery braid. We're going to look at some works of art and some photos from nature, and then we'll be using them to inspire our own color palettes. Then we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to find some materials in the Simply Classic store that you can use to bring these color palettes to life. So I tell you, the first time I saw that, it blew me away. And watching it again, it still blows me away. There have been lots of nights and days that we thought we were chasing our tail, and we were pretty tired around here. And you can see why. It just is amazing to look back at the year and to see, because a lot of times you feel like you're not making any progress and you're not really gaining any ground. And boy, you take a look at that, and we've done a lot. So again, I want to thank all of you out there. You have been fantastic throughout this whole process. And without you, Simply Classic would not be here. So thank you so much to all of you. So now it's time for some more giveaways. We thought it'd be fun to do a little trivia based on the things we learned this year in the Bag Makers Workroom. So we have 5 questions for you. The first person to correctly answer each question will win a prize. We're limiting it to 1 prize per person. So if you win, please let someone else answer for the next one. It will be the first person that we see on our feed. So I know that sometimes, feeds can look a little different, but the first person we see pop up with the right answer on our feed will win one of these prizes. So in round 1, you'll win a Skill Builders kit. We have a question for you. It is multiple choice, so it's super easy, and you don't have to write out the whole answer. Just put the letter either A, B, C, or D. Round 2, you're going to win a PDF pattern of your choice. Round 3, you're going to win a PDF pattern of your choice. Round 4, you're going to get a coupon for 20% off 1 item at simplyclassic.net. And round 5 is going to be the same thing. Okay, 20% off 1 item at simplyclassic.net. Okay, so here's question 1. Which of the following designers began their career as a milliner, meaning a hat maker? All right, so you think it was A, Coco Chanel, B, Louis Vuitton, C, Mr. Bulgari, or D, Mr. Prada? Which of these? And there you go, Sonjab 71991. It was Coco Chanel. She actually started as a hat maker in, I believe it was Paris, if I remember the history right, and ended up from there expanding into clothing and then further into bags. All right, so congratulations. All right, let's look at number 2. So which of these bag closures was invented most recently? Was it the bag lock, the hasp latch, the zipper, or the magnetic snap? A, B, C, or D? Okay, and Lady Fair, Donna, is correct. D, the magnetic snap was 1974. And it was invented in Japan. So let's just say I was born before 1974. It's crazy to think of that. Okay, we're going to go to the third one. Which of the following is not one of the 3 T's of leather? A, type, B, thickness, C, toughness, or D, temper? If you remember, July was leather month, and we went into the 3 T's of leather. So, Lindiana Jones, 5057, you are correct. Toughness is not the answer. So, the toughness describes, the type describes the grade or quality of the leather, like top grain, full grain, or genuine. Temper describes how firm or soft the hide is. And then thickness, of course, is the actual thickness of the leather itself. So toughness is not one of those. Very good. Okay, we've got 2 more. What state is Simply Classic located in? Missouri, Georgia, Texas, or Tennessee? So which state are we located in? So Mary Riggins, B, Georgia, you are correct. So as we mentioned a few times, we are in Thompson, Georgia, which is west of Augusta. We have the warehouse and the offices there. We do not have a retail location. Maybe in the future we will have a retail location, but at this point we currently do not. Okay, last trivia question. Which brand inspired the Zara pattern by Simply Classic? Was it Brahmin, A, B, Hermes, C, Loewe, or D, Patricia Nash? Which one was it? And the answer is C, Loewe, Danielle Brown. Yes, correct. So congratulations to all of our winners. I hope you liked our little trivia quiz. You have been paying attention. We love it. And if you won any prizes, please send an email to share@simplyclassic.net within the next 24 hours. Let us know what you won, and we'll go ahead and send you your prize. So now it's time for Artistry Avenue, and this is where we feature bags made by our customers. This is my favorite segment. Every week we choose 3 bags that were posted in the Simply Classic bag making community on Facebook or email to share@simplyclassic.net. If we feature your bag, you have 30 days to email share@simplyclassic.net to let us know which pattern you would like. So let's take a look at this week's artists. So Kat made this Eva. And so Kat is a subscription box member, and she quilted this front panel. Wow. I saw this and I thought, I just was blown away. It was one of the first ones I saw done. And she definitely did it justice. It is absolutely gorgeous. She obviously got the red and camel, which is a great color combination, and did a fantastic job. Ginger made these Evas. Now, basically, she did a his and her set, which I think is ingenious. She created one of the embroidery designs herself, and she basically digitized an image of an old-fashioned razor on the one on the right there, and then she added the words next to it. She purchased the dad design in Etsy, and I'm sure you guys have seen this kind of design before. But then she just embroidered and used that as the main panel, and then just worked around it with the black. And she made herself one with the perfume bottles. I think this is fantastic. I knew that once I put this out there, you were going to run with it, and boy, have you ever. This is amazing. So Betty made this. She owns the company Fabulous Fisher, and she sent us this email, or this Eva, via email. She said it was a great bag for small leftover fabric, and I absolutely agree. I really like what she did with it. This is another example of being able to quilt a print. So she actually did some quilting on the bottom half of this, quilted that print with straight lines, made her bag tag fit perfectly in there, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So congratulations, Betty. This is fantastic. So thank you so much to our featured artists for sharing your amazing makes. You are very talented. Don't forget to email share@simplyclassic.net within the next 30 days to let us know which PDF pattern you'd like. So before we move on to our Q&A, let's talk about our final giveaways. We are giving away 2 more PDF patterns for the Eva. We'll choose 1 live stream winner from the chat and 1 replay winner from the comments. So if you're watching live right now, today, Thursday, here's how to enter. All you need to do is type the word travel in the chat. And because, of course, the Eva is perfect for traveling, please enter just 1 time, and we'll have the computer pick a winner while we do our Q&A. This is open worldwide. Now, let me just mention, if you're watching the replay, you can also enter to win. Just leave a comment that includes 2 things: your first name and your favorite project that you finished this year. It can be a Simply Classic pattern, it can be another sewing pattern, or maybe a project that isn't even sewing. You have until November 5th to answer, and I'll randomly choose a winner next week. So we do have a question that we had after last week's episode. I did want to address it. Dale had a question, and she said, asked about suede. So last week we talked about suede. She said, what kind of stabilizer should you use with your faux suede? And that is a really great question. So on my Eva, which I showed you a little earlier, I used anti-soft and stable because I quilted it. So keep in mind that suede can be quilted, it can be embroidered. Otherwise, you can just use a deckable-like product. Of course, right now, as I said, it's kind of hard to find, but anything like that is fine. You can, on the wrong side, use a heat press or an iron, and just make sure you don't leave it on for too long, just like any other faux. So Lorena said, are you planning to sew other designers? So at this point, we obviously do some dupes, and we will continue to do that. Please continue to email me your dupe patterns or your suggestions, bags you want to see, and I will certainly hack them and do what I can. A lot of times when I do those dupes, I'll start with another bag designer's handbag and then kind of go from there. I know there's a lot of people out there right now on YouTube that do all these other designers' handbags. I don't want to duplicate too much. Really trying to stay, with what we know. However, if there's something you want to see, let us know, and we're certainly not against it. So Rock says, why the name Eva was chosen? That's a good question. We struggle with names sometimes. There are times when the name comes to us like this, and we're like, yep, that's it. And then there's other times where we just don't know what to come up with. And the Eva was one of those. We searched and trying to come up with all these different names. And we finally decided on Eva because we didn't have another pattern that began with the letter E. And it was easy. It was simple as that. So there's no science behind that one. All right. So we are going to announce our winner. And our winner is So Inclusive. So congratulations, you have won the PDF pattern for the Eva. Make sure you email share-it-simply-classic.net. If you can do that within the next 24 hours, that would be fantastic. We'll go ahead and get you your Eva. So thank you so much for joining me for the Bag Makers Workroom. And make sure you join us next Thursday, November 6th at 7 p.m. I'll be working on the large Eva, and it'll be our first episode with the new format. Don't forget to submit your Simply Classic makes by posting them in the Facebook group or emailing share@simplyclassic.net. And please remember to click the thumbs up button on your way out. I hope everyone has a safe and happy Halloween weekend. And until next time, everybody, happy sewing.